Hey, welcome. This is Joe from Cell Phone Geek. Hey, I'm going to show you on Windows 8 here. I'm using Oracle VirtualBox to do this, but I'm running a virtual PC here under Oracle Box Windows 8 Pro. So I'm going to do a walkthrough here with you. After you boot up your computer for the first time, there's all sorts of features that you are going to want to include in, and some changes you're going to want to make. So I'm going to go ahead and show you those changes that you're going to want to go ahead and change right away. So once you boot up here for the first time, or after you install Windows 8, I'm going to say Windows 7, Windows 8 Pro, and restart your computer, looks like your default screen here. Wherever my mouse went, there it is. So when you scroll left and right with your mouse, or with the scroll here, you have a few icons here. This is a little different than the touchscreen version that I've showed you the video on, the Windows 8 tablets. With the mouse here, if you want to move these around or pull up your settings, you have to use your right click instead of using your finger or the left click. So when you right click on an object and you pull it down, or on one of these tiles, when you right click and you drag down a little bit and let it go, then the menu here on the bottom pops up like it did with your finger when you hold down and then just pull it down a little bit. The same menu comes up and then gives you the same features, like to uninstall it, so you can uninstall the app, unpin it from your taskbar, and all of that. I don't know why my mouse isn't staying in here. Apologize. There we go. No. It's supposed to lock me in here so I can't move my mouse outside of it. Nope. I don't know, maybe it's my, anyways, it might be my pixel settings. So then this menu comes up, and then you can also turn off the live tile so it doesn't do the live tile on you, where it shows you live weather, like this one here, scrolling to the weather. But if you just click out of it, it should go away. Or not. There you go. Alright, so what I'm going to show you today is a few settings to change after you get this up. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the, I got to take this out of full screen, sorry. Do it like this. Go ahead and click on desktop. This comes in your desktop screen here. I thought I had this figured out. I don't know why it's letting me come outside of the box. It's supposed to lock me inside here. Still doing it. But anyways, once you get to that desktop view, so this is the arrow view of Windows 8, which looks very similar to Windows 7 and Vista, I guess. Kind of same, except for it doesn't have the start button on the bottom here. To get the start button, you have to take your mouse and bring it up to the top right corner. You hover it there, and then this menu comes up here with a search, a share, a start, devices, and settings. So basically, if you hit the start, it goes back to your tile screen like this. And if you want to go back to that desktop view, you can hit desktop. Otherwise, any app that you have open, if you bring your mouse down to the bottom left corner, it'll load it'll show all the apps you have open. So you can go ahead and click on the desktop one, and then it brings it back here. Alright, so a couple things is your bottom taskbar here. Normally after you have a couple icons here, then it puts like a little arrow in here that you have to click to show the rest of your items that you have currently run the bottom right. So one of the settings I like to change, so then you can always see the icons that are running in your bottom right, so you know what's open and what isn't. So if you just go anywhere in your bottom taskbar here and right click on the mouse and then left click on properties, there's properties box will pop up, taskbar properties, and you want to be under the taskbar tab that's from across the top here, and click on customize. And once you click on customize, a new window pops up, and then there's a box here that says always show all icons and notifications on the taskbar. So as long as this is checked, then all of your icons will show here on the bottom. If I uncheck this, Alright, so one of them does disappear. So if this isn't checked by default, this is not checked, the box is unchecked. So when you look at your taskbar, you'll probably have 2 or 3 icons like I have here, and then you have to hit this arrow, which is pointing up. Once you click on that, it shows everything else that's open, and then there's like a little customize here, but you could just ignore that. As long as you check the box for always show all icons, as soon as you check it, it automatically takes them all out, so they're all across the bottom here. Once that's checked, you can hit OK, and that will leave that setting. So once you reset your computer, then that will stay. There's a couple other settings under customize though, so go ahead and go back under customize, and then there's one that says turn system icons on or off. Go ahead and click on that, and once this loads here, it shows a couple of different settings that you can turn on and off, including the clock, the volume, the network, the power, action center, and input indicator. So you can turn these on or off. By default, most of these are going to be on. As you can see here, the power one is off because I'm hooked up to, this is a desktop computer. So if it was a laptop or a tablet, then the power one would, the default would be on. The action center to me is very annoying. It pops up and tells me there's a virus, application is out of date, or you don't have your Windows firewall turned on, or you don't have a firewall, or there's Windows updates that you need to do right now. And to me that gets very annoying very quickly, telling me that there's updates or stuff outdated and all this, because these applications, obviously, like the antivirus, it's going to do it automatically at its time, at its own time, not what Microsoft wants it to be done. So I just go ahead and this is set to on. I go ahead and click on it where it says on, and then I select the off. So I turn that off, and once you hit OK, it'll disappear. Which actually it does disappear already. So once it's set to off, and then the rest of these settings I leave alone. I don't touch any of the rest of them because, of course, I want the clock to show, and the volume control, and the network, so it shows that I'm hooked to a hard line. But if you're on Wi-Fi, you want to make sure, because then you'll be able to hook to your wireless network wherever you go, to this, wherever you're at. If you're at home, at work, or at a restaurant, and you want to use their Wi-Fi. So then just go ahead and hit OK after you like the settings that are set for you for your on and off notifications. Alright, and then go ahead and hit OK again, and that window will go away. So now we have only 3 here showing on the bottom, and they're all showing because there's no arrow, and also got rid of that little flag down there that's supposed to tell you your notification when stuff's outdated. Alright, so another thing here, it says lock the taskbar. That's good to have it locked. That's the default. Auto hide the taskbar. If you check this box and hit apply, I'll show you what it does. Basically, it just hides the taskbar, and then if you want it to pop up or want to click something that's down there, you have to bring your mouse down to the bottom of the screen, and then the taskbar comes back. And then when you take your mouse away, then it goes away. For me, that's kind of annoying. I leave that unchecked, which is the default, and then just make sure you apply your settings, whichever you like it. So I would try it if I you would try it both ways. If you've never had it where the taskbar hides itself, it's good sometimes. Like if you have a smaller screen, like if you have a netbook, this is good. So when you're surfing the internet or typing a paper, if the taskbar disappears, then you have more room for the website to load, and also more typing space. So more area to type on before you have to scroll. And then websites, you don't have to keep constantly scrolling through, like if you're on Facebook or Twitter, trying to read my posts or anybody else's posts. So if you have the taskbar faded away, then it makes it easier for those settings. There's another box here called Use Smart Taskbar Buttons. I'll go ahead and check that and hit apply, and I'll show you what it does. Basically, all it does is shrink your icon. So like now Internet Explorer and File Explorer, and then this current window that's open. They all shrunk, and if you also look on your bottom right, your clock here only has the time. The date disappears. It only appears if you hover your mouse over the time, then it shows you the date. And if this box, the small taskbar buttons, if it's unchecked, which I'm going to go back to it, hit apply, then see that the date is here on the bottom as well. So it says March 19, 2013. That comes back, and then your icons are also larger. Me preferably, I like to use the larger icons so it's easier to see. Just really depends on your style, how you like it. So that is that setting. And then the taskbar location on the screen, the default is the bottom, which this is the taskbar, of course, and it's set to the bottom. But if you click on the bottom word, you can put it on the left. So let's see, left, I'll hit apply. See, now it shows your taskbar on the left side of the screen. And once you restart the computer, this will be permanent. So if you want it here, you can leave it here. Otherwise, you can put it on the right side of the screen. So now it's on the right side. which is probably not a smart idea, especially in Windows 8, because you have this other menu here, your banner here that has to come up so then you can close out of here or change settings. So I don't recommend doing it this way or putting it on the right side. Then also you can put it on top. So if you select top and hit OK, you'll put your taskbar on top. Sometimes I like to have it on top. It really depends on what I'm doing, what I'm working on. And it's up to you, your preference. You try a couple different ways and see which way you like it, and then go ahead and leave like that. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on the bottom for now. Okay, so that's it for this tab. Then the jump list tab here that's across top. There's a jump list and it's asking you how many do you want to show. I think the default is 9 and I changed this to 10. It's up to you how many you want to show. This normally shows like if you're in Windows 7 or Windows Vista or XP, when you hit the start button, it shows you all of your recently opened programs with the names and the icons. And you can go in here and change this number. So this is basically the same, just like those. I'm not sure where these, in this jump list, I'm not sure where these actually show up. I don't know if these show up in that banner that comes up on the right side of your screen. That I'm not sure of. I don't know. I'm not sure why they still have these settings here, because I haven't seen the recent jump list. Like they're saying here, oh, recent items to display in jump list. Oh, there's a jump list, like they're talking about jump lists. I'm sorry. The jump list here, if you right click on any of your icons you have across the bottom, usually it gives you a menu. So like if you right click on File Explorer, it pulls up your frequently opened folders, and also it'll pin and unpin it in the actual program itself. So you can, right now it's set to 10, so it'd show my last 10 frequent or last 10 open folders that I used. So that's kind of nice. You can change that to basically whatever number you want. But of course, the more you have, then the longer your list is and the harder it is to find stuff you're looking for. So you probably want to keep it fairly a low number, but it's up to you. And then under privacy here, it says store recently opened programs. That's checked automatically. Store and display recently opened items and jump lists. That's currently checked. I'm just gonna, it's best just to leave those checked. You don't want to really touch those. Really, only thing here to change is your jump list number. If you want it to have show more folders, or like Internet Explorer, they show your frequently used websites that you are on. Microsoft Word or Office, it doesn't matter which one. It could be Word, Publisher, PowerPoint. When you right click on those, it will show all of your recently opened files that you had within that program. So that's kind of cool. So if you know you're going to be using like the same 10 documents every day, you might as well set your jump list to 10. And then when you right click on Microsoft Word icon, your taskbar on the bottom, it will show those 10 files, and then when you click on it, it just automatically opens up that file in Microsoft Word, which is really cool. And then you can open them all up real easy that way, instead of having to open the program and then going into recently opened and then click on it and then have it load. So this is just like an easier, quicker, one less stuff that you have to worry about, which is kind of cool. Alright, so then go ahead here and go to the last task, or the last toolbar, or the last tab here. It's called Toolbars. And there's 4 of them here. You can check them if you want. One's addresses, links, touch keyboard, and desktop. If you check any of these and hit apply, then they'll show up here. So like address, if you hit apply, then the little like address bar pops in your taskbar here on the bottom, which is basically just a search. I don't really use that, but you can if you want. It's up to you. Hit apply and it goes away. Links. Put that in, hit apply. Then there's a little word here that says links. If you click on the links, it would show you, I don't have any links set up, but if you have links saved from websites, then those would show up under the links there. The next one here is a touch keyboard. Hit apply. And that shows like a little picture of a keyboard or an icon of a keyboard here. If you click on that, it opens up a little window here, which is just the keyboard. So this is like on your tablets, this is turned on by default. And obviously for desktops and laptops, this is turned off by default unless you have a touch screen. This is really useful for touch screens, or if you have your computer hooked up to your TV, this comes in handy. Then all you have to do is have your mouse by you, and then you just use your mouse and you can click on these letters, or click on actually on any of these icons in here, and it'll type out for you. And then when you want to close it, you just hit the X, which closes the keyboard, and then you can watch your video or whatever if you're on YouTube. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and uncheck that because I don't have a touch screen here, so I hit apply and it went away. The other one's desktop. If you check the box and hit apply, then the word desktop pops up on the bottom, and you have this double arrow. And if you click on that, it'll show you all of your desktop icons that come with Windows by default. So like control panel, your cycle bin, the network, computer, your computer folders for your user, which my user is Joe. Then you have the home group and also libraries. So you don't have to be on the home screen. So like if you're in Internet Explorer here, like if I open up Internet Explorer and you wanted to open one of those files real quick, you could just go to your taskbar here and you click on this double arrow, and then you can get to whatever folder you need to get to. So it's just like one less step, so you don't have to minimize whatever you have open, and then you click on something on your desktop, it'll show up there. I'm going to leave that unchecked. I don't have that checked for my own preferences, but that's fine. So go ahead and leave it like that. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Those settings are changed. Alright, the next thing, what I'm going to do here, I know this video is kind of getting long, sorry about that. I'm going to have to break it up in a couple of videos. But I'm going to show you here another couple of good tips. Like, I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but when you go ahead, if you go and install something, like the computer's brand new here, just boot it up. Obviously, you want to put like Firefox on there and Seat Cleaner and some other programs. Whenever you go to install a program, you know that window that pops up, the real annoying goes, and it says, are you sure you want to allow this application to run in Windows? And then there's a yes and there's a no. And you obviously want to hit yes. When you hit yes, then it allows the application to run. If you hit no, then it just closes the application. Well, there's a way you can actually turn that off, and I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So if you take your mouse and go to the top right corner, and you get this menu to appear, you go ahead and click on search, and this will pull up a search. And this, you search, you can search basically everything. It searches all of your apps by default. It'll search the internet by default. So this search actually comes in handy. You can use it all the time. So what I'm going to hear, we're blinking here in the search box. So I'm just going to type in control panel, or just control, and you can see it pops right up. So the control panel here, I'm just going to click on control panel and it automatically opens it. I mean, it's really that easy. So you almost don't even have to have any icons anymore loaded on your home screen or your desktop, or even in your taskbar. You can just really just use the search. And let's see, if you hit Control S, no. Okay, I think there's a shortcut key to pull up that search, but I'm not sure what it is right now. I'll have to look it up and let you guys know. But anyways, here's control panel. Once you get into control panel, you want to go under user accounts, which mine is on the first row, or the first column, and it's the second to last one. So it's basically in the bottom left corner. You click on it, it shows your picture, your profile picture, which you can make whatever you want. I don't know if you guys know how to change that or not, which you can change. Oh, you can't change that in here anymore. I apologize. You have to change that somewhere else. I'll have to show you that in another video. But you can change the picture. You can change a password or add a password. You also get to do the password now, where you can select points on a picture and use that as your password, so you don't have to use words anymore or numbers or any special characters. You just point your mouse in certain places and you left click, and it automatically logs you in to your client or your desktop computer or your Windows 8 computer. Currently, you can't use that as your passwords to get like on Facebook or log into websites, but I think eventually they'll have that setting, so you will be able to. So anyways, back to, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. Back to getting rid of that annoying notification. That's under your user account control settings, which here it says change user account control settings. So I'm going to click on that word. Actually, it's a link, but it's a bunch of words. And then here it has this little slider here. It says always notify or never notify. As you slide this, it tells you what they do. Basically, this is that notification whenever you try to install something. By default, it asks you for everything that you try to install as like an admin. So when you're the admin of the computer, this is always going to pop up for you. So basically, what I'm going to do is take the slider and turn it all the way down to never notify. So it says never notify me when apps try to install software, make changes in my computer. I make changes to Windows settings. And it says it's not recommended, but obviously when you use the computer and you're installing a bunch of stuff, especially right now when you first get your computer and you want to install like 10 or 20 applications on it right away that you know you're going to use or always use, you're going to make sure you turn this off, because always it's going to pop up every time you go to install one of these applications. You can turn it back on later. It's the same thing, just come right back to the same place, and then just slide the slider back up to the recommended, and then all I gotta do is hit OK. So like when I hit OK now, it's gonna pop up the message. Watch. See, this is the window that pops up every time you want to install something. So this is a perfect example. So this is, are you sure you want to allow the following program to make changes to this computer? So then you just have to hit yes, and now that setting's changed. But now you have to do a restart on the computer, otherwise that error or that message will keep popping up every time you install something. So you want to do this before you install your programs. So now that setting's changed, now all I gotta do is just close this window and hit the Windows key on your keyboard, or if you go to the top right corner here, pulls up your menu here, and then just click on Start. It just brings you to the start screen, and then point your mouse to the top right corner again, and drag it down here and go to Settings. And actually, you can do this with the other when we're in the arrow view. Just make sure that any application you have open, make sure you close those first, because otherwise they have errors and stuff. And then you just have to hit Power, and then you just hit Restart. The computer will restart, and then that setting will be changed, and then you can start installing apps and start using your computer, and that error message won't keep popping up telling you that you need to give permission to the computer to be able to make those changes. Alright, so basically that's it for this video. I'll show you in the next video what we'll do next, like start installing some applications. So that's it for this video, because otherwise this video will be like hours long. So I'm just trying to make some shorter ones for you so it's easier to watch them. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to thumbs up and like, and subscribe if you'd like. I'm trying to post videos every few days, some new stuff. Trying to keep you guys all up to date what's going on in the tech world. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will catch you next time.